Hey there, everyone. So, this is the secret that they are keeping away from you, or they're trying to keep from you. And when I say they, I mean um, those that are in power. And I'm not talking about a secret cabal. I'm talking about those that actually have power, whether it be with the military industrial complex or within various governments. But there's things that they know that they don't feel that we can handle it. And they're not the only ones, actually. There are organized religions that also are holding secrets. So the time is now for that to just be over with. And in the previous video, I talked about your fear of spirit, of seeing spirits in the other realms. And the reason why this is so important is because when you are curious, when you act as an explorer with your spiritual life, when you are becoming fully human and not afraid of what you're seeing or coming across, then that actually helps this secret to be opened up, to be revealed. So they go hand in hand. So the important part is to really work on being curious and understanding others. And what do I mean by that? So I really want to first go through a little bit of this part of it that I didn't cover in the last video, as well as do a channeling. I hate calling them that, but um, a transmission from my guides to you about what is occurring with the energies right now, because there is so much happening. So one of the things that is become really apparent is the fear that we have towards other entities. And many of you may believe in aliens or UFOs, or UAPs as they now call them. But it's really important to understand that that has been like, I remember my dad telling me he saw them. I don't know one person, actually, I'm sure that they're all around, but that hasn't seen or experienced or know of someone who hasn't experienced some kind of alien life. Honestly, if you look at sharks or dinosaurs or any kind of animal, they're all just unique aliens to us, right? Even spiders. So it really has nothing to do with perhaps this other life form that is more advanced than us that wants to kill us, which many of us have been brought to believe by some of those sci-fi movies, as well as because the government has kept this as a secret from us for so long that it's almost like, well, what are they out to get us? And it's like, oh no, they're honestly no. Okay, if you've ever seen this movie, The Shape of Water, it was done in 2017 by Guillermo del Toro, and it was about this man who, well, I call him a man. He was a being that was more amphibian-like, and he was caught by the government, and they were testing him, and they were abusing him. And the woman was the cleaner of this facility and fell in love with him because she saw that he was also sentient. And that's the thing, is that things may be different to us, yet there is sentience in all things, and this entire planet is sentient. Which leads me to what Rod Serling expressed and if you're familiar with this episode of The Twilight Zone, and that's Agnes Moorehead, by the way. But this episode was one of my favorites, and I've never forgotten it. It was about these three little alien men that were attacking this poor woman in this little shack, and they were trying to hurt her and cut her. And so she ended up killing them all. And then their little spaceship was on top of her roof. So she went at the end of the episode, she went on top of her roof to smash this UFO. And you see the words written on this UFO saying US Air Force. And so it really flips the script, right? It's like, oh, different perspective. She was the alien, she was the giant life form. They were they were the good ones. And the thing is, when we change our perspective, if we don't act in fear and don't kill each other, there's actually a lot to learn and a lot to understand and know. So that's why overcoming your own fear with the spirit realm will help you in understanding. Now, one of the things that many people get wrong is the idea that Darwin said that it was survival of the fittest and that we were always going to be violent and competitive and self-absorbed. And that was actually the furthest thing from the truth of what he really believed. He saw us as the most compassionate um, species on the planet, along with animals who are also compassionate. How many animals do you see that are just like cross species? You see elephants and goats being friends, and butterflies and dogs. I mean, it's everywhere, and you see this. And when given the chance, we are much kinder and more compassionate to one another. So that's the reminder that you are good and humans are good, because right now we're in the middle of absolute terror. This world is falling apart in so many different ways. And we see it and we're like, wow, what's going on with everyone? It's almost like the last fight before the death of this wrong way of viewing the world. And so things are not always as they seem. It is, yes, I acknowledge the violence, I acknowledge the cruelty of some humans, but there is overarching goodness in us and in our species and in this planet. And this is a reminder for you to not hide and to not be afraid. Because when you change your perspective or try to understand things, then it makes it so much more enjoyable. Remember, like, if you've ever moved to a new town and you're at the very beginning of it, you're like, wow, I don't know anybody. You don't know anyone. You have to learn where to grocery shop. You have to find a new dentist, a new doctor. You have to find new friends. It's a little overwhelming. But what do we do in those situations? We always seek out and get to understand the town. We may do hikes and tours. We may start talking to bankers and start talking to the grocery store clerks to learn what there is to do in this town. We start to investigate. And when we act curious and we act as explorers in our new towns, we actually get comfortable and really start to feel at home. So it may be that these other people, other cultures, other societies, other alien societies step forward and we can't be afraid. It's like, oh, okay, let's ask questions, let's explore, let's get to know them, because the overall thing is that there is compassion. And we've created, our government has created this military industrial complex that has lived and fed off fear. And what we know from what's been divulged is that these alien aircraft and even aliens, I hate saying alien, these other life forms have been captured and reverse engineered, not for the goodness of the human civilization and for bringing in sociologists and bringing in psychologists and bringing in all kinds of people to really understand this new civilization that is actually out there, but to use it and weaponize it. And that is wrong. When we step into fear and weaponize everything just to kill it, it's like, remember I talked about in the last video, you go from A to Z, from seeing a spider to killing it without even talking to it. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm here to actually get rid of all the bugs in your house. Or I'm just traveling. I didn't realize where I was. I'm on my way out. Sorry to bother. I mean, it's kind of like we're not taking the time to understand. And so what our military, what our governments have done, and a lot of people have really just like, let's weaponize this. and that will give us power because we have more guns. And it really is the wrong way to look at things because it doesn't allow for that compassion and love that is so innate to us to step forward. What I wanted to do is because we know there's other life forms. We know that there are other worlds with other beings, multidimensional beings. And the cool thing is this is a secret they don't want you to know. And this is why it's so important for you to understand is that you can go to those worlds now. You have the ability. While they try to reverse engineer how to travel faster than the speed of light to other realms, you can do that in meditation. And I'm not kidding you. It is available to you to do. And once we start realizing that we have that capability, they have nothing over you. Nothing. Because you can't be afraid of what you know. So get to know these other worlds. And I'm not saying like unground yourself and go travel in the multi dimensions. You are here on this earth for a specific reason, but it's really important for you to explore. Explore the other realms. Get to know your guides, get to know the ascended masters, get to know the other planets and the other beings. They are there. They are out there. And you probably have heard many of them being channeled. There's lots. There are lots. So, I'm just saying, like, that is some of them come in physical form here, which I'm not quite sure how that all works, and it's okay. It doesn't matter. I don't need to we don't need to answer all those questions. 99% of the universe is dark matter, which means dark matter we don't know. So it's okay, because right now we're just concerned about doing what we do best here is experience this life and actually try and assist and help others. So let's just move forward and see what they have to say. So, okay. So my main guide, many of you may know him as Sanat Kumara, but he's asked me to just call him Maha because I'm horrible with names, but I found out his name um a while back, but I'm so used to calling him Maha, I just call him Maha. So at this time, I'd like for us to understand what is occurring within our energies, the energies of the planet right now, and what is coming forward. What can we expect with the current process of ascension, of up leveling, aliens, quote unquote aliens to what we've called aliens here before. Can you please just let us know? He kind of laughs, the aliens, like that's funny to him. Okay. Uh, all right. So he's showing me. It's like, come on, let's go. So I am being shown kind of, okay, we're literally, he's showing me a golden path and a circular opening portal that we are going to step to. So we're moving to a different vibration, higher vibration. Uh, okay, very light and bright. Step through. It's almost like this beautiful white void, very warm, loving energy. Just move it here so I can be looking at everyone. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm there. Okay. So there are guides, um, spirit guides that have lived on this planet that are kind of standing there, almost like statues. Like if you're to walk in Rome and walk through a courtyard where they have the statues kind of in the middle. That's kind of what it feels like. Um, They're not stone statues. These are energies. Okay, so they keep showing, obviously Rome for a reason. They're showing Julius Caesar. Okay, uh, um, saying Nero. Okay, uh, okay. So it's basically men of power that were here on Earth. All right. Okay, and even young men. Most of them were young, like teenagers. They were not old. Okay. Um, m- so it the the message is the earth was very immature during the times of Caesar, during the times of Nero, the even the Egyptian oh, okay, not Egyptian. Okay, so it's just like there was an immaturity. And I don't mean like there's just an unknowing. Okay, a newness. Okay, immaturity. Okay, just young. Okay. So, emotions would rule, and, uh, jealousy, anger were the things of the time. Okay. Um, and when things were presented that were against their viewpoint, um, they would cast it out, kill it, get rid of it. Okay. And they did this for many years, and it set the precedence. Okay. Um, yes. So, but these few, okay, so this is like really important, and they're saying that this is almost in line with what is occurring now. Um, there were a few in power that had this power. Now it's more money and how many uh, nuclear bombs do you have? And um, it's more that, and but it's still, it's like the threat of it. It's the threat of violence of the few that keep the majority that are beautiful and compassionate and loving down. And it's that, okay. Um, okay. It's wow. There is going to be an uprising. So I don't know if this is literal. And I have seen this before, and that's why, and it's like we're getting so close, this energy, that's why it's like bubbling up. Um, so if we do, okay, I don't want to say that unless, okay. So this energy, okay, explosions I've seen, it almost looked like it was an underwater volcano that was exploding near Portugal and Spain, just like below, um, is it Iceland? Okay. So there's still explosions happening. There's still explosions. Also, yeah, okay. A big hole is happening within the Middle East. We know this right now, but they're showing an actual literal hole in the ocean. Um, and I've been shown this before, so I'll just state, you know what those underwater, um, I'll post a picture of it, but those underwater waterfalls, that's what this looks like. And it's this, um, it's a deep hole. Okay. Uh, energetically, um, there is a shift, but physically, there is also a shift with the Earth's, they're saying everything, like the Earth's tectonic plates, with the Earth's crust, with the Earth's atmosphere, with everything about Earth, it's all being um, changed, almost like it's spinning a little bit faster. It's almost like everything is going to go faster. This is going to happen quickly. Um, this energy. And this is where it's really important for me during when I see these things is to not have any fear for it because they show these things so that we can understand what's occurring and don't feel like we are almost blindsided. Uh, there is uh, a separation happening right now, but not the kind of separation which is like this judginess or duality type of thinking. You are going to be using your intuition more. You're going to be relying on your intuition more in this new world. It's very important to know how to use it now. Get the learning now. So I get the sense that we are going to be without connection for some time. Like the earth has changed. It's almost like uh, I see flooding, I see earthquakes, I see volcanoes. So I see that the earth is changing, but it also changes the dynamic for actual technology, where there may be a moment. This I need to understand more. Will we have our technology through this time to stay connected to each other? Yes, but it won't be as reliable. That's why you need to start relying on your own gifts and start really developing them now. Want them sharpened, ready to go when need be, because they will be needed. So there are many spiritual gifts that many of us don't even know truly that exist. I would say to you to read Yogananda's book, The Autobiography of a Yogi, to understand the many gifts that are out there besides just clairaudience and clairvoyance and clairsentience. There's more than those. There's the ability to project visions of what you're seeing onto a wall, and it truly has happened. There are gifts of being able to transmit a perfect replica of your body to go visit a friend, a, a million miles away. You're able to do these things. Um, there's an ability to do these things that you are not aware of, but right now you need the main clairs figured out. You need to get that figured out. You need to start working on them. And when needed and when appropriate, those gifts will step forward. So you're never given a gift just to show off. It's not to one up. It's not to have power over anybody. This is not what these gifts are for. They are to connect you. They are to connect you to your soul, to the divine, and to each other. And they are to help guide you, and you are going to need to rely on them more and more. So there is this, as I was, they were showing. So let me go back. They're showing almost like a glass sphere around the earth, and it's like this is a different level. This is a different level, an ascended version of the earth, which I think I've talked about before. So the grid is just getting um, it's always been there and it's beautiful, but you will be able to see it more and more. Like it's something I've been very blessed. I've been able to see it since I was a little girl. It's never not been able to see it, but it is something that more and more people will be able to see. So it's almost like as your vibration rises in love and compassion, then these things start to open up for you. So that's why they're saying work on your gifts and connecting. So this new sphere is almost like around the physical earth. And this is a different level, and not all will go there. But this is a place of love. This is like this new earth that many of us talk about. Are we going to transition? Does it mean we die and we're there in spirit form? Remember, you're immortal, so you never die. But um, and I really don't know because it's almost like we, associate so much with our physical bodies that it takes a lot to say, "No, this isn't me. This body is not who I am." So, I still even have a hard time with that. It's, it's almost like, yeah, we will all transition and be in this new world, which is basically something that they've been creating. So it's almost like the astral realm, which has multiple worlds, by the way, multiple planets. They're so beautiful and it's so amazing to visit. That's why I'm like, go explore. Um, that um, this will be another really amazing planet within the astral realm. Okay, okay. So it won't be seen by the physical earth. The physical earth is undergoing some changes. It's almost like they're saying, yeah, we're restarting the game. Apparently done this before. They've done this before. But this time there is this new crystal earth that is surrounding it. So the next physical earth will be really good. And there may be more of a connection. But right now, there's not. It's like literally, it's just like how you feel when a loved one passes on. They're not here physically with you, and their spirit, and you may sense them. Um, and so that will still be the same. But once the newer physical Earth comes forward, which would be many millions of years, then there will be more of a direct connection uh, seen. Yeah. Okay. Um, so very interesting. So do we just okay, so here's the questions, right, that we all have because, well, we're here on Earth, and so should I keep doing my business? Should I keep making money? Should I get rid of everything? And it's like, no, act right now in the best interest for those that you serve, for you, for your family. Um, um, the only way to prepare for something like this is to truly just be connected to source. Make sure you have that relationship really strong and that you are developing yourself so that you truly are fully human, that you are using all your gifts, all your skills. So when I talk about all your gifts, so you may be clairaudient or you may be one of the clairs, but you also have talents. So don't forget your talents. Share your talents, whether it be in carpentry or painting or math or numbers, whatever your talent is, share it. Um, the earth continues and it needs your uh, inspiration, it needs your creativity. And when you leave this planet, you still grow and you still continue. You never die. Um, so it's almost like get rid of any kind of fear of dying or death. Uh, but there is going to be a different world, different physical world, and then a new earth kind of around it. Almost like it's like protecting it. It's like if we're those of us that go to this new earth, uh, yeah, new earth, um, we're raising the vibration of the physical earth, just like many of the planetary multidimensional beings have been raising our vibration, helping us. Now we get to actually help those that we are very similar to or have a connection to. And so it will be different. There are physical worlds with different beings in our universe. And then, of course, there are all kinds of amazing beings and planets in the multi dimensions, which you can go to in meditation. So there's two different types. Um, but there will be accidents. There will be failures. And so that's why they keep showing this like underwater volcano, like exploding out of the ocean very forcefully. And um, I still get it that it's like part of it is not natural, part of it is a man made error. So I'll just leave it at that. We live in the now, live in the now. Remember that this time that you are in, it's already occurred. I know that's hard to think about. So it's like there's no, there, they do not want to cause fear. So they only show as much as what is important to understand. And that is work on becoming fully human, work on all parts of yourself. And whatever happens, uh, this is a reminder no matter what good or bad happens in the world, you will have the confidence in knowing that you are aligned and that you are connected to the divine and that your work is important and that you are doing what you need to be doing here. So, what are the energies that are coming forward? Um, let's just check in on that as well. Okay. Um, again, there is going to be a lot of up leveling, and that is caused by a lot of changes, physical changes and energetic changes that are occurring. They're showing um, almost like a different. There have been a lot of solar flares. There have even they are sending. Uh, okay, they're upgrading the grid and sending flares from the universe. So these are not solar flares, but they are fine tuning and upgrading the grid. There are many people that, light workers, and maybe one of them, that have worked on the grid and getting it ready for this time. And so now it's almost like they're activating it. It's kind of like it's really lighting up. There's a lot of ultraviolet energy that is going into the grid, and it's almost like it's turning into this very purpley iridescent color. It has a clear crystalline quality to it, meaning that it's when you see a spider's web, it's like that, but very organized, very beautiful, and there's a violet cast to it. Uh, yeah, it's almost like it's singing. It's like there is a resonance to it that is higher vibration, higher level, and it's almost like it's just calling you to raise your vibration. Where um, you will be doing this automatically. You'll be understanding things finally. If you're not already, this is happening now. But if you're not already, like having a full understanding of your soul's purpose, who you are, what's out there in the world, how you communicate with your guides, how you communicate with spirit, how you communicate with others, your relationships, everything, your soul. Um, your soul packs, your soul groups, everything is like there's an understanding that is occurring for you, and you know it. Almost like when people go through near death experiences and they say that when they're on the other side, it's like they have this knowing. And then when they come back, it's kind of like all of that wisdom that they just knew was gone. But now we're moving into that energy where you're just going to know these things. It's almost like as soon as you ask the question or wonder, it will be answered for you. You'll just know this. So, this is what is actually happening now. And so they're showing a brighter 2024. They're showing that December is going to be this vibrational shift is occurring in December. And so it's almost like you'll have extreme opposites occurring, extreme energies happening at the same time. Those of you that are on the path of up leveling who you are, becoming more fully human, you're going one direction. And those that are very angry and frustrated and upset and have really just allowed the darkness to take them are going in one direction. And so it's like this pull to where it just, okay, they're just showing it's like it's pulling, and it will separate. There will be division. Um, because once you choose a path, it's like that's your choice. It's your freedom to choose that. And so that will be your way. Okay, so it's like this earth. Okay, yeah, December 2024 um, will be very good for you on the path. It will be a beautiful year, uh, much better than the last 5 years. Still will be hitting things, will still be coming up against this power that's trying to keep you down, and it's almost like the people just surpass it, and like, we're on to you. We're on to what you're trying to do, and, um, your propaganda, your lies no longer work on us because we know we see it. Wow. Okay, so that is what's happening December, you're going to be feeling these energies. Stay focused on your own energy. Don't worry about protecting yourself. Just stay within love and serving others. And literally, that just takes care of it all. Um, be careful what you watch. Be careful what you bring into your mind. Be careful what you read. Um, Not saying I'm not banning anything. Definitely be curious and explore, but just be careful of those negative energies that could seep into you. For me, I'm super sensitive. So even if I listen to a podcast that's talking about a murder or something, that just, it, I have to clear after that because I'm so affected by it. So I have to be really careful. I know I may be different, but just be careful about your own energy, maintain it. Uh, yeah. So you'll start to feel all these things and share what's going on for you. It would be great to hear within the community what's going on for you, and make sure you subscribe so that you can receive notifications of the next videos. I try and post at least one a week. Again, my name's Arden with Unveiling, and I'll see you soon. Bye.